Yeah, man. So this self-hatred, it funnels all the way from the music level all the way to the corporate level to the politics. You know, so much so to where black people and Africans and even other people here are totally deculturized and dehumanized and de-individualized, de-uniqualized into being this carbon copy of an individual, into just being really arms and legs for a company. And this is another robotic another robotic another robotic aspect of our lives. And this is why I say in so many ways they attempt to make us robots and zombies, just by on our jobs. You're just taught to do a job. You're really just hands and feet. Don't nobody want to hear what you got to say, type of shit. You know, in these simple levels of self hatred, you know, um, the big booty thing, the whole big booty extravaganza. The hype of the big booty. You know what I'm saying? Making so many. This is why so many young women and so many women feel the pressure to go get booty shots. Because they've been taught that this is the more attractive woman. You know, all of these things play into the mode of self hatred. From music all the way to the corporate level. You know, and this is another backwardness. Just the whole motion and the whole mode of self hatred, and the whole science of self hatred, in the ends which it's to achieve. And today, it's as if when we speak, people, really look for the wrongs in what you have to say. They really look for, the wrong, so they can pick at you, so they can laugh, so they can say you're wrong, and they can have some way to feel better about their situation almost. This is the type of society that we live in. And it's really a backwards mind weakening technique. You know what I'm saying? Because you really, when you're this type of person that's always looking for the wrong that people do and say when you talk to them, just based on your ego, this ultimately casts out all that you could possibly learn, because you're more tuned in to the petty frequency, more than the higher learning cosmic frequency. You're on the petty frequency. Now, if we were to reverse this technique of always looking for the wrongs, we would, and if we were to reverse this technique and practices, and if we were to always look for the good, in the good and true in one statement, two things are going to automatically happen. You will automatically tune out the stuff that doesn't matter. You will automatically tune out the stuff that doesn't matter, and you will extract anything that's useful from what was just said. You understand? So to reverse this whole backwards technique of always looking for the wrong in people, and always looking for the something to laugh at in people, based on our ignorance, based on our fleshly, physical, earthly ass ways. You know what I'm saying? Very important. Very important. This is very important to education, to a lifelong education. You know what I'm saying? Very important to lifelong education. Very important. You know? Sure. And the concept of gun control. Gun control, I see. I don't know. We talked about the Dred Scott decision. That is very important for me to put in here in this backwardness education portion. The Dred Scott decision. There may be so many of my European so-called white brothers and sisters who do not know and who have not been taught and educated on the Dred Scott decision. The Dred Scott decision was the Dred Scott decision of 1857. It was a Supreme Court case. A Supreme Court case just like what was his name? McLeod versus Maryland, whatever his name, McCullough versus Maryland, Brown versus Board of Education, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit, you know, Plessy versus Ferguson. The Dred Scott decision was a Supreme Court case where it was ruled, you know, that a black man, you know, that a person of African ancestry, whether free or slave, could never was and could never be a citizen of the United States. Therefore, a black person has no rights that a white man is bound to respect. Henceforth, Dred Scott could not sue his slave master, whose name just so ended up being Sanford, you know. And I already went on, you know, if y'all want to hear more detail on that, you know, connected to the Trayvon case, y'all can go check that out, you know, in the Dred Scott decision, in my Dred Scott decision lecture. But very important to understand that in correlation to the facts that I'm about to spew. The Dred Scott decision, you know, ruling that a black person, whether free or slave, was and can never be a citizen of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the issue of gun control, this is one of the most prominent areas and one of the most prominent subjects recently that we could see this in. You know, that we could tell that the Dred Scott decision, to a great degree, and I've never seen any evidence that the Dred Scott decision was overturned. You know, if y'all have any evidence that it was, please point me to it. But the greatest testament to show you, besides the Trayvon Martin case, is the whole gun control myth, is the gun control bullshit, the gun control myth. Because, okay, think about it like this. Black people have been killing each other since crack hit the damn street. You know what I'm saying? Black people been killing each other since the goddamn 90s. You know, and that has never been synonymous with gun control. All these black people killing each other, never been synonymous. Right now in Chicago, you know, for the last I don't know how many, you know, for the last 4-5 years or something, Chicago has had more murders. There's been more murders in Chicago than the war in Afghanistan, you know. And the term gun control has never been synonymous with black people killing each other, with black on black crime, with so-called black on black crime, or with the black community, period, with black people, period. Now, lo and behold, you know, the Dark Knight Rises theater gets shot up. You know, the goddamn, you know, Sandy Hook gets shot up just this year. You know, and now we need gun control. You know, now it's all about gun control. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have gun control and shit. You know what I'm saying? Gun control, we gotta get control of these guns. So this shows that black life has never been valued in the American system. Just like it was saying in the Dred Scott decision, black people, whether free or slave, were and can never be, you know, citizens of the United States. You know, boring the prison system and so many other things. Boring the prison system and the whole justice system, which is really just jobs for these white folks and shit. No, ain't no criminal fighting, you know, none of that shit. These motherfuckers create crime. You understand? They create crimes so they can keep their job. You understand? There's a difference between having a justice system and some shit just being a job for a motherfucker. You understand? And now this shit has just turned to a straight business. It's straight up business. Crime is a business. You understand? Just like that. Same way drugs is a business. Wouldn't have been no crack without Reagan. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have been no Martin Luther King without J. Edgar Hoover. You feel me? It's just real, man. You know? And you know, the fact that we know, you know, more names of athletes and entertainers than we do our true freedom fighters and, you know, our true successful scholars and doctors and researchers, you know, The real heroes, that is a backwardness, a terrible backwardness. Another backwardness is that no animal pays to live. No animal is paying to live in society. The birds chirp for free. You know what I'm saying? The birds get up and sing early in the morning, never miss a beat. Everything out here roaming on the free, But man, supposedly supposed to be the epitome of the epitome of creation, has to pay to live. Stressing like a motherfucker. About to blow his brains out. Gotta pay to live. Supposed to be the most advanced being on the planet. Understanding that none of the alphabet boys are part of the US government. The DEA, CIA, ATF, motherfucking none of these alphabet boys, FBI, none of them are a part of the American government. Just like DC ain't a part of the government. You know what I'm saying? None of these abbreviated motherfuckers is a part of our government. And a great way that you know that. Is, hell, they let off fucking regular ass blue collar cops for killing black people, for killing Africans in America. Just let off a plainly dressed motherfucker. Zimmerman. Motherfucker kill Oscar Grant, get 11 months. Right here in Macon, Georgia, kill Junebug. Believe that was brother's name, Junebug. I think. Killed bruh. Got off. So and these are regular cops. So you've never seen none of the alphabet boys in front of a judge. You've never seen none of the alphabet boys in front of a judge. No CIA, no FBI, no DEA, no ATF. You ain't never seen none of them in front of no judge. Just cause come on, man. Do the math. These motherfuckers getting off. Regular blue cops getting off. Regular old blue lights getting off. Come on, man. Get real. Right in our face, man. Right in our face. Crazy how a backwardness is that black folk still on the bottom, and we happy. Black folk on the bottom and happy. White folk on the top still stressing. And we're not talking, of course there are exceptions. I know we got some stressing white folks out here. I did mention that shit. That's a damn fact. There are 4 to 5 million more white people on damn food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Just the real. It's just the real. But the word games, man, the word game. Another backwards. Just like I say, just in the words, to call it being sick. Or being sick. Actually, when you're being sick, your body is fighting off, it's cleaning itself out. You know what I'm saying? When you're sick, your body is actually cleaning itself. Another backwardness is medicine is nasty. Medicine is nasty. Medicine is nasty. Just as in, truth is totally parallel to medicine. And truth is nasty.